incroyables, on peut jouer des trucs sur le piano.
You get to play it.
Nice. Vous avez reconnu? Vous avez reconnu?
When we decide, okay, we're going to make a new map, we actually have this list. It's pretty funny, which is all the places in the world that we would love to make maps. In the case of Paris, that's a map that has always been on the list, and it's a map that we've always wanted to make because Overwatch is this global and like optimistic game, and I think there's so much, you know, people have such romantic ideas about Paris, and I think it's a place that's really exciting to us and some place that we've always wanted to put a map. Because we don't have a traditional like linear story in Overwatch, and we're trying to introduce this big universe. At different times, we'll tell different stories. We have like we have our kind of internal timeline, so we know where everything is. And so what happens is when we decide we're going to make a new animated short or we're going to release a new map, we can kind of go into the information we have and go like, oh, okay, well, this is an important thing we should highlight, or this is a story we can tell, and here's some context. For me, the first 3 maps always something special, I think, because those were the ones that we brought to BlizzCon when we announced the game. And so when I play them, there's this very familiar feeling about them. So I really love them. I really love Paris because I feel like we were really able to bring our vision of Paris to life, and a lot of love went into it, and I think we really wanted to try and get the details right and really make this version of Paris that was like Overwatchy.
To be an effective player in Overwatch, you have to listen. You know, most players around the world aren't going to know that the bells are accurate to Notre Dame, but the players in Paris are going to know. One of the layers that we got is the pigeons.
We actually like to get the perspective from a person who's from the location, and then how do people feel that have not been to Paris before? So if you've never been there before, and when you think of Paris or France, what are the things that jump out to you? And then a person who is from France, what do they think of the place? So we want to get a perspective from both people.
So this was a market, and we chopped it up a little bit and make it sound far away, because there's never people. You don't want to hear any of the conversations, but you want to know the voices are French.
If there was one thing that was maximum important, it's gameplay in the map. So the art should support the gameplay. Normally when we start a map, level designers create kind of a gray box version of it. Everything looks like boxes for a long time. So that we play the game over and over, and if it's fun or not, we move the boxes around.
We work with very primitive shapes, but we can use these primitive shapes in any way we want. So sometimes, you know, get a little creative with making things. Like I built the Eiffel Tower out of a bunch of cubes at first, and it looked totally terrible, but at least when people played the map, they knew like, oh, hey, okay, this is maybe, you know, where we could see the Eiffel Tower here.
A lot of maps, when you play Overwatch, there's that choke point moment. How do you naturally build a choke point in every single map, you know, and make that feel like a believable city or a believable building?
Like Point B has a lot of these kind of large arenas that are connected by smaller chokes, and it definitely requires a coordination of your team to, you know, to assault that point. There's some cool flank routes that you can do onto Point A where you go above the river. You can get Wrecking Ball, you can fly around that whole building.
At some point we need to actually start building like artwork on it. There's a hotel to the left, there's a police station to the right. This helps decide if the strategies and things are working, because without it, it's tough to say, you know, like, oh, I saw Roadhog go into the police station, or I saw Sombra in the hotel, you know.
The map also functions as a deathmatch map and a team deathmatch. So you can get extra. At the end of the day, it's all about the heroes and how they fight each other and, you know, how they adapt to the situations that the map gives them.
Yay! You know, it's just little victories every day that you just keep coming back to. It's kind of addicting to to get to take something that has no life and kind of help breathe it. And it's not just the sound. I mean, we have to work with the animators and the designers, but when all of us work together and it really clicks, it feels great. It feels really, really good.